Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LCK matchup.
Actually, a really good example of what I was saying earlier. I didn't expect it to be disfavored for Mr. Fate, though.
Use of the time by taking at least one of these grubs. Fisher moving on over as Polu gets on in here. That is going to be a crash down employed. And so much damage onto Sylvie. Does have to flash away, but Fate easily follows up. And now Fisher and Vital. Oh God, Fisher is going nuts! He's able to get two here as Polu is trying to run away. All the doggos come out and it's a double, make it a triple, and I think Fisher's back in the game.
Who let the dogs out, Atlas?
Do we want to TP him in, or do we just want to have him shove that bot wave out? Ideally, they'd shove out and then TP, but that might be a little bit too late. Ideally, you want to deny a fourth stack, a Sylvie stack in the passive.
Yeah, Fate getting dashed on there, but does get to go back to his distortion. Jiwoo taking a little bit of damage as the bros, I think, looking for a disengage. Wallop comes down, double flashes do come on through as they get put to sleep. Mihail going all out though, and now Polu, can you actually hold them at bay? As it's two on the floor already. Fisher going to be going down low though, and that is a shutdown. Picked up for Youngjae. Nongshim, they do get the 4 out of 6 on the grubs. That is... Wait, so you're saying that instead of doing one of two things, they did two of two things?
No,
that sounds way better.
No, they still kind of ended up doing all
yeah,
the
could have been a little bit of a better option. As you can see, the Merkwolves have made their way out into the river now. As Fate dashing in one more time. Chain's not going to connect there as Polu could be in trouble. Headbutt Pole does come down. He's going to try and crash his way out of it, but in goes Fisher once again. Magnet Storm coming on through as Fate not able to offer anything back there. And he does indeed have to flash over. Fisher now landing another Q here as the bowling ball doesn't connect. And look at these Wolves. They're getting very, very upset. Fisher, once again, with that ult on cooldown, but it's not on cooldown for all that long. Right now, he's got an item, and Fate does not quite have one built up just yet. Also, doesn't have a whole bunch of health bar here. Is looking to try and distort away. There's the Mimic as well as goes back to the first distortion, but there's a whole bunch of bad guys, and he is going to explode. So's Jiwoo, though. My goodness, the bros finding an angle here. As Nefiri going aggressive, these puppies getting annoying. As you can see, Youngjae just going to heartbreak at the wrong direction. Not going to be able to contest this Herald, and that is going to go over to Nongshim. Should be an opportunity as Youngjae moving on down. Charging up that stun. Chains are going to connect there, and oh dear, Sylvie in a fair bit of trouble, but they do get the teleport out from Mihail, and my God, the explosion of damage here from Fisher. Press W, and everything is just fine.
Oh, and we talked before about the Lilia ult when combined with an MF ult, right? Because it doesn't actually cancel because it's damage over. The same for the bleed. I think for Nefiri there, you saw that the sleep on Fate didn't actually get cancelled.
Yep.
Till it was already too late.
Damage over time is not going to interrupt it, so it works out very, very nicely. Bro going to be able to take an out of turret in the mid lane against kind of the flow of play, but that's because Fisher is alone in the bottom lane with a Rift Herald, and maybe this inner turret is also going to fall because there's no one making their way over outside of Fate just coming out of the Death Chamber. And Fisher, with a bit of spare time, I think should be able to just take this one down. And yeah, looks like Fate not going to be able to get here in order to stop this whatsoever. There it is, 700 gold over to Nefiri.
Polu.
Yeah, Polu, I'm not sure if he's in a very good position right now. Mihail actually really smart, going to be taking away the Mega Cone. And that is going to mean Jiwoo can rotate around and pick up a freebie. That is going to be Polu falling down. The bros kind of just falling apart. We do see it come out from Fisher here in this one. And what a way to have our final day of regular season, as Sambo kind of wishes this wasn't what the final day of regular season looked like, as the kiting was pretty good. And Fisher says, no, I will right-click, and you will die.
Sylvie and Mihail as well.
Yep.
It's fine.
It wouldn't be bad if Polu got it, you know, you get that bit of a shield. It's Vital's job to deal with the LeBlanc, as Nongshim going to be grabbing this second Chemtech Drake. And it looks like there's not going to be any response to it, just happily.
And unfortunately, Nongshim have been able to get their dogs in a row. With Fisher continuously applying this pressure inside now. Mid turret being sieged.
Ooh, that is a Shattering Strike, not really finding the mark. And this turret will just fall. Nongshim not needing to invest
Fisher's just going to show up, shove this in, and then maybe they'll look for a collapse. I think Nongshim have the Baron on their mind, Atlas.
They're thinking about it. Fisher looking for an opportunity over the wall here. As we can see, the pack has regrouped. And he's now looking for a way in. Not going to find that Q right there. As you can see, Morgan not with a whole lot of Naba right now. Going to be throwing some boomerangs around. With his newly created Black Cleaver, though, Vital is forced to ult very early in this one. A possible opportunity. They're still going to chase him down. And now Sylvie looking to try and get on in there. Young Jay will be able to finish off the cow as Fisher wanting to kill Fate, who is incredibly low and is still going to be able to survive. Polu may not be so lucky as Mihail looking for an all-out angle. That wallop was phenomenally placed. And they are playing right on the edge here, the bros. Morgan hops his way out. Mihail tries to go all out. But unfortunately, it's Samba that locks him up. The Nefarious destroyed his Fate, teleports back in to save the team fight for the bros. Oh, ward goes down, teleport immediately back in here. As Morgan says, you obey your lord. You put down that 75 gold worth of value here. As there's the Samba is just dead, but Jiwoo is going to have to sacrifice himself for that one. And that is another kill going over to Fate. That is 2 now to his name, and this LeBlanc is starting to get online.
That is a lot of Baron damage gone, though, and these health bars aren't super high. I think we're going to see Nongshim at least try. Fisher, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
TP's available, so they really just want to stall, but no ultimate available for Vital.
Yeah.
They're buying a lot of time, though.
Young Jay will be able to take him down.
And they got
out of the pit. So they do buy enough
really
time.
nicely read here by Fate. Geo was going to die anyway, like he was on the enemy territory, so I think him getting this picker is nice. Didn't have to invest his flash. But this is a showcase that if the fights get messy...
The Magnus Storm actually going to connect this time around as Jiwoo just Samba getting his revenge immediately. The bottom lane are wiped out. And there's a Lilia in the bottom lane. Fisher is also trying to push that lane through. This Baron, an opportunity now for Bro, as they may give up Soul Point, but who cares? It's a Chemtech Soul. As Bro will be taking this one down. Fisher, can he actually threaten the base or something like that? It looks like that's not going to be the option as Bro tear through this Baron very, very quickly. It's on hit Varus. They're not too worried. And now, the Bros just have full control.
And back-to-back team fighting, Atlas. He hop away and
Good old double dash is pretty powerful.
Side laning. I mean, you've told me double dash isn't very good, but I beg to differ.
I mean, you can still do it. I just don't think that it's the best Mario Kart, okay? That's all I said. I think that all of the other ones are better.
We have very straightforward here. Gets the ultimate in. And
look at that. Mechanically...
excellence, Atlas.
I mean, you say that, but I think that everything can be played to a level where you can see the skill expression. But you're right. I mean, we're getting really to the base end of it. All right, there's a little bit of a stun on Mihail, but he's happy to tank it up. Magnus Storm connecting onto a few here from Polu. But where is the follow-up? Where is the angle? As Fisher, the call of the pack comes in, and look at the Varus explode. Fate gonna go down as well, and Fisher, yeah, if he can press W on you, I think at this point you're just dead. And Nongshim, after losing a couple of team fights in a row, they decided, we're not doing that again.
And this is what Neferi looks like in solo queue. Generally in pro, you don't really get this experience as Vital, trying to make sure that Morgan can't TP or back so that the rest of his team can end.
Oh, that was a cute one there from Morgan, but I think he's still going to have to watch from the enemy jungle as Vital heads off. Oh no, the interruption, too powerful. And these Nexus turrets will go down. Neferi, for the first time, will be picking up a victory here in the LCK in the final day of this series. And so that might be a good sign. And this is also, to go back to my previous point, the Camille was the champion.
That's
going to be able to do too much. They're just going to zone him away just to make sure. Like, Bro did invest a fair bit as there's a flash hook. All right, Polu, I see you. As Fisher is going to get ardently blazed to death.
Got to flash that initial hook. Fisher thought he could tough it out.
There'll be quite a lot as we begin this. Young Jay just going to move on down. He's taken all of the grubs, and now he's looking for the dragon as well. And Nongshim looking a little paralyzed at this point in time as the rockets are coming on in. There's the hook onto Polu. He's going to take a fair bit of damage. As Vital flashes away, they take down the Nautilus. And so that is going to be an evening out of the kills. It looks like Bro's still going to be able to grab themselves the Drake. But Jiwoo looking for another angle here as Fisher may have them exactly where he wants them. 1 versus 3 though for the Corki, not something that he really wants.
Well, that was so close. If Sylvie had to flash over the wall to save his own life, and we can see the replay if there was actually necessary.
Looks at it and says, not today, sir.
It was closer than I thought that was going to be.
All right, hookshot does come in as Morgan looking for an angle here. Hextech ultimatum might be enough, or he might just be dead, and he is. So I was spending a lot of... Yeah, I think they're wanting to make sure that Samver is not going to have very much fun playing archery here in this bottom lane in this game.
Oh, maybe Morgan can TP, but even that's hard. I think Samver's just dead.
Yep, I think they're just going to give him up. Make sure that they maximize the amount of grubs that they can pick up. And there it is. Sylvie very comfortably tanks that last turret shot.
It's happening? We're doing
it? Yeah, there is another flash to come out. This time it's Mihail that has to use it. Hextech ultimatum coming in. Let's see whether Morgan did give enough time to Young Jay this time, and he absolutely did. Puts him to sleep, and there's the kill going over to the Camille. That's what it was supposed to look like. And you did mention that plates do go over to Jiwoo, and so he's at least able to do that. As now the Blast Cone going to be used in Brendan Valdez's favorite way to get Fischer out of trouble.
Good example there of Mihal's inexperience just after he finds a great outlane the 1v1. Being that far up in your lane when your team is diving on the opposite end of the map, you just can't do that, right? You can't be that far up.
Swift drift.
As we are feeling swifty today.
Young Jay is going to walk too far.
Oh yeah, no, we
catch them out, thinking that perhaps there would be a gentleman's agreement on the second round of Grub's battle. So yeah, like you're saying, it is just kind of an unforced error.
Chiu. That's good.
Yeah, he is going for the build as there's the knock-up. Fischer is going to have to flash and does so. Will be able to clear out a lot of this wave. But you can see that there are Void Mites here, and that is a Corgi lying on the floor. So a little bit unfortunate with the positioning of the solo laners around the top. Not too bad. As Fate going to get a bit of a shove in here on this top side of the map. 6 Grubs going to be really helping out here, as I don't think the Mega Inferno Bomb is going to be enough to take this down, and Fate just tanks it. No fear. All right, going to be saved by Apollo's hook, zoning them away.
Well, it's been used there by Geo as well, as we saw towards that top wave, which means that is a big team fight ultimate they're missing.
Oh, Vital!
Jungle Rel is back.
Young Jay here as he tries to crash his way out of here. But look at this, like the Swift Rift, man. It is allowing Young Jay to get these Qs in exactly the positions that he wants it. As Arrow going to be flashed out of the way off here by Jiwoo. Bouncing bombs coming on through, but I don't think Vital's surviving this one. That's Samba locking down the kill. And that should be Rift Herald going over to Bro as well. And Young Jay able to grab almost anything that he wants right now on this map. It's the Lilia that's the biggest problem that Nongshim needs. A bit of incidental damage here as Fischer does teleport back into the mid lane. Looks like a battle for this Cloud Drake, the pivotal first Cloud Drake of the game. As Morgan's found the backline, the arrow is going to sail by as Mega Inferno Bomb does a whole lot of work. Sylvie baits Morgan in, but Morgan's going to be able to pick up a double in the interim. Young Jay now trying to dance his way around, but Fischer is going to point, click, and destroy. As this Corgi is so incredibly scary. The flash from Fate. Can he get a double tap? The answer's no. And it's a triple for Fischer.
And Brion, they pulled the trigger, but it doesn't feel like they hit the mark.
Second dragon here.
Yep, that's going to be the first Cloud Drake of the game. Likely being picked up here by Nongshim. They're keeping Bro at bay very effectively. And this Corki, after those 3 kills, now has the Trinity Force done and very, very close towards that first big 2-item spike to come on through. Almost has the tier stacked up. Same can be said with a 1.3k gold lead, but Bro looking to try and answer that as Mihail possibly in trouble. There is a turret still up here, but Hextech Ultimatum's going to mean that Mihail's not really going to be getting out of here. And yeah, that's the kitchen sink landing on a Mini-Gnar, and he is not going to survive that.
Remains Mihail's biggest difficulty. Every team fight, I think, if he's playing his champions, I'm like, man, good angle, Mihail. And then he just dies in side lane immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
It's a very consistent thing that we see with a lot of players when they come to the LCK, as you need to be very aware of where you are on the map at any given time.
He's absorbing pressure, Chronicler. I think you're being too rough on him.
And no MR to be found on Brion, which makes sense, but means that it's easy pickings for Geo as Mihail.
He's getting real angry, throwing the house at Morgan. He does avoid the wallop, but he can't avoid the Gnar as the Sterix does come on through. Mihail just finding these fights. That is a very dead Jiwoo, but it's going to be traded for a Morgan immediately afterwards. Still, the 1-for-1 actually going to be helping Bro here, as there is not really much to fight for right now. Polo probably regretting the angle of that hook as Vital finding the Magnet Storm onto 3. Polo ignited, and so he will be falling down, but everybody else having a nap as Nongshim forced to use some flashes to get themselves out of the way.
And I think Geo got caught by an arrow there based on the cooldowns and then into a calling.
Yeah, that's looking like it might care about that because no one's building any. And so he'll be fine. We do have Cloud Drake being started up here by Nongshim. That's going to be sole point, as they do get full information as to what's happening. Bowling Ball going to connect as Fisher's big one's really hurting here. Heading towards rapid fire cannons. That sidestep! Woo! Oh man, Fisher's having a day today. Gets his Nefiri game and he's like, I'm going to use that energy and put it into my Corky play. Just ignore all the times that he's died this game. Looking pretty good, doing a lot of damage, and that is going to keep them alive. Sidesteps on the Bowling Ball, very nice as well.
Yeah, as mentioned, his round 2 has genuinely been good. I think Fisher was really lackluster initially. When he came in as...
Oh god, Mega Inferno Bomb comes down. Samber is almost just dead at the start of this fight. Another great ulti to come on through, as Vital will take a little bit of a nap alongside Mihail, but the flash forward from Sylvie, I'm not sure about that one. Still, they're going to be able to now move towards the river, and Nongshim, they just grabbed themselves a kill onto Morgan. Now they're looking for more.
Yeah, Sylvie tried to get the extension on the hook shot, like the hook stun extension, because you're hook shotting towards someone with the flash, but it doesn't really work. It doesn't matter though, because they'll get Nash.
Yeah. And Polo not going to be able to make his way in. Of course, Jiwoo very, very good at just keeping them out of the area. The satchel already in place. That's the Baron going down. And even if Vital is going to have to sacrifice himself, it does not really matter. Youngjae going to get slowed down by the minefield. As, yeah, not even willing to face check this Tri-Brush. Decent sidestep there. I think Vital is still going to be dead. As Youngjae going to have to go golden. And Vital's still alive, guys! Arrow is going to sail by and not do anything of note. Samba might be able to do a bit of a dent into this this inner turret, but this is getting a little bit worrying, Chronicler. I was promised 6 games today.
Me too, Atlas, but no Noodle was left behind. Oh my god.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Look at you. He's not building Sarah, sir.
He's just gonna build a
straight death cap?
That's my boy. Somewhere there is an Orcs that is extraordinarily proud of what's going on, and by somewhere I mean at the space. He's here. It's fine. We'll be able to get his take on what is possibly his favorite build path for the Ziggs that we've seen so far in the LCK. But I'll let him say it. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe there are some other things that he wants adjusted, but that's going to be Ziggs taking down a turret in the mid lane. This is a Ziggs with Baron. This is a really rough time. Speaking of rough times, oh god, Fisher does so much damage. Doesn't even have the rapid fire cannon completed just yet. I thought that might have been a rapid fire hit, but no, it is just a Trinity Force hit. That is only going to get worse, ladies and gentlemen, as Nongshim pushing ever forward. Jiwoo with that satchel in place. They don't need to do that much to this turret, and it will just be going down. Vital comes on in. There's the flash out from Jiwoo as the Magnet Storm onto Polu. He takes so much damage, but that is the Corky wiped out at the very start of the fight. Mihail needing to get in here if they want to be able to take this one down, and there goes the turret. And so even though they do lose Fisher, they are still going to be able to get so much money from this Red Bull Baron power play.
Very, very brazen from the bros.
And I think that, you know, they see that Nefiri pick come in, they're like, Nongshim?
Oh no.
Man, you are ready to tango.
No, they don't know about Vital. They don't know! Oh, I guess Vital didn't want any of it.
Well, I mean, they kind of just wanted to take the last remaining inhibitor turret, as an arrow is going to sail on through. Great sidesteps there from Fisher and Jiwoo.
And
yeah, now the culling is coming in. The bros are coming from the other side as we have the circle of mist down here for Sylvie. In goes Morgan into the back line, but he's out again instantly. Fate diving forward, but it's a 1-for-1 trade of mid laners, and Jiwoo's still alive. It is going to be Polo able to finish him off, but now Mihail, he's going to be the carry. And Samba, let's see what he can do up against this Nars. It's a triple kill for this massive Viego. Mihail going to be able to help wipe the floor with Samba, but it's now only Morgan against 2 here. And Nongshim, they don't like those odds, I guess, because Morgan is still pretty scary, especially when Mihail has barely a health bar.
Yeah, so the that comes in is a mini Nars, so there is actually a reasonable fight angle, despite the attempt to peel for Fisher. Eventually, they're able to get on top of him.
Yeah, you just got to get proactive, Chronicler. That's what you've got to do, as Mihail is going to jump on top of Morgan.
Look at the bot wave.
Yeah, Vital is now, look at him. He's corralling. That is going to be a lot of damage. The shield fully removed here is Young Jay going to go golden. Trying to buy some time, some space, but it does not work. Magnus Storm under 2 from Vital, and it's a triple instantly for Fisher, who is now just Valkyrieing forward. That's going to be the quadra kill, and Morgan might be able to give him the penta as the teleport's coming in. I don't know whether you want this 1v1 though, Fisher. This is a little bit dangerous. It is a Camille after all, as he might get brought down to his GA. That would be set up for the pentakill. As Morgan, are you going to give it to him? Are you a benevolent god? The answer is perhaps yes, as now they are... Oh, Jiwoo, really? In your last game as Fisher? Yes, an understandable into the fountain there as the Nexus goes down. No.
These were the best highlights from today's LCK matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say, okay. See you on the next one.